Hello little machine, nice to meet you again. I'm going to show you how to do a split stroke on this video, and I think there are lots of different ways of doing this. This is the way I've been shown by a few people, and it's that sound that you get on really good vintage players, people like George Formby and Cliff Edwards. They seem to effortlessly do these strums, and I think this is one of the key ones involved in it. It's a strum that uses your finger and your thumb, and it also uses your wrist, and your wrist is critical to making it work. Now, the way I was shown was to say these words: 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And the important bit is the buckle my shoe, okay? And what that does is it's a kind of triplet, and you sandwich it in. And once you get it, you can do it really fast. So it really motors the rhythm along with the music. Now, the trick is, if you want to learn any tricky ukulele strum, or basically any trick with music, you want to learn it really slowly and gradually build up the speed. And I'm testament to that, because it took me ages to get this one together. Whether I'm any good at it now is open to question, but I can get it working now. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so don't touch that dial, and looking close. Okay, so I'm going to do this 1, 2. That's just the lead. It's not the important thing. It just gets us in the and that's just a down strum with the top of my finger there. 1, 2. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down again, and then I'm going to rotate, come down with my thumb, and come up with my thumb, and up with my finger. And it's going to go like this: 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Okay, I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Now the critical bit is buckle, buckle, finger down, thumb down, buckle. And you want to make it almost a continuous movement, buckle. Okay, so it's a word that's connected, buckle. Now my shoe is the thumb coming up, okay, and then the finger coming up. Now, I'll just play it a couple of times, and then I want to talk a little bit about more the detail of how and what bits of the string you strum on. So 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Okay, now when I'm doing this 1, 2, and then the buckle my shoe, what I'm not doing is I'm not obsessing about strumming all the ukulele strings, okay? This is what people do all the time. They try and learn something, and you can't, you're not there in the room with me, so you're watching this video, I guess. So what you have to understand is, when I strum, I don't have to go down over all the strings, okay? The process of doing the pattern, you're going to cover all the notes, and you're still just going to be playing one chord. So the whole chord gets covered, okay? So it's in it, particularly on the buckle, that thumb isn't going over all the strings. It's just sort of hitting the G and the C there, okay? And when I come up, I'm literally hitting those 2 strings. I get the sound of the whole thing, and the whole thing starts to reverberate. I hope that makes sense. So just remember that the idea is you don't have to strum all the strings when you go. Okay? Right. I'm going to play it a few more times now, and I'm going to try and speed it up. So what I'm going to say is 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 2, buckle my shoe, 2, buckle my shoe, because it's the buckle my shoe bit that's the critical. Here we go. 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 2, buckle my shoe, 2, buckle my shoe, 2, buckle my shoe, 2. Okay, so you get that idea. Now, just practice that really, really slowly. And eventually what happens is you start to build up the speed and it becomes what we call a muscle memory. And what we're going to try and get to in the end is, that isn't it, that's just me badly strumming the ukulele, but you get that, don't you? Can you hear that? Now, if I speed it up a little bit more, you can really hear it. And if I start linking it together, so I get rid of the 2, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, buckle my shoe, buckle my shoe, you get the sound. Okay, now there is one more thing you have to remember whenever you're doing a strum like this is you've got to try and smile. It's very hard to do. Okay, possibly the hardest bit of it. Remember, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Goodbye.